actually aspire.
Hi everyone, it's Shayna with Let's Talk America Radio. Welcome back to our Sunday night edition of Real Talk. Tonight we are continuing our conversation with an amazing young man, Maurice Revell. He's on with us. He was on earlier. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. You know that happens in the virtual world with it, but thank you for everyone that jumped on. We do apologize for the inconvenience, but hey, once again, where we live in, but so grateful that we can conduct interviews and remain safe. There he is again. Maurice, welcome back.
Okay, I'm
Maurice,
back.
can you hear me? Oh, good. Hey,
Yeah, I can.
I was telling our viewers that's technology. We're going to keep it rolling. What happens in the real world, right? So virtual
Yep.
is allowing us to remain safe, but certainly
Yeah.
things come up. Now, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, awesome. So now my question before we had to get off, and ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking with this amazing young man who runs this great business. He's already considered by so many people in the industry as a young business mogul when it comes to the clothing line. And it's such a unique look, such a unique style. But Maurice, tell us how old you were when you kicked off this company and what inspired you to do it.
Well, I actually started at the age of 16 years old. I actually
Oh,
went to school in fashion and merchandising, and what actually inspired me to do this clothesline at the time, my cousin, my brother was actually in love with skateboard. I was just into like the fashion industry, so like I was just was like let's try to put something together called Rock Out Kid for all the young people. And pretty much what Rock Out Kid pretty much stand for is just rock out and enjoy what you like wear and have fun in life and actually be yourself. So
I love it.
I actually came out, at the age of I say like the year was 2007 when I first started this brand.
Okay.
And I just never gave up and I just went for my goals and went for my dreams and I went from there.
Wow. I love that. And even though you were very young at the age of 16, I think it's less than that 35 and 65 who are aspiring to be in business or aspiring to be an actress or whatever they dream about. You're saying I went from there. I went for my dreams. And I think you would agree, Maurice, with all of your success at such a young age, that we can put every plan on the table, a business plan, a business coach, all the consulting in the world. But at the end of the day, just like the Nike logo says, you just have to
Right.
do it at some
Right.
point. And I admire you for having that confidence. And that's exactly why you're where you are now. Now, for those that are watching us, we are speaking with the one and only Maurice Revell. He's talking about his inspiration and what motivated him at the young age of 16 years old to start this amazing clothing line. And you said you were actually inspired by a family member, right? Your cousin, because he was really into skateboarding.
Yeah, he actually was like he grew up in skateboarding. Like he from North Carolina. And he actually that's what they did out there, like down south they love skateboard. And then like, I had some family that was on the West Coast, in California that was actually into like the skateboard industry and stuff like that. And
Okay.
I just started designing my own stuff and and just started promoting it, started advertising and marketing and things just started happening.
Wow.
I always say it's not me, it's pretty much God that put me in this position. Because without him, I couldn't do it. Being honest,
Yeah.
you know.
So many people that have had victories and challenges have always, I think so many of them have leaned on there through the ups and the downs. Now I want to ask you this. You've been in business, well, how old are you 24
Uh,
now,
no,
25?
I'm actually 28 now.
28. You're
Uh,
still young,
yeah,
20s.
yeah. So I'm
But
28 now.
you're 28 years old. You've obviously been in business for over a decade now. What would you say was the hardest lesson for you to learn? Because we have spoken with so many successful business people just like you, but they weren't always in the clothing industry. They were in the restaurant industry. They were in the financial services. And every industry has its niche, but every industry also has certain challenges that is really specific for them. Clothing industry, I know, is one that's based off of trends, which I think can be a plus, but also in the other point can also be sort of tricky, right? Because you're making a lot of predictions, and what's in today may not necessarily be in 6 months from now. But what
Right.
was probably the toughest lesson you learned as being a clothing company boss?
Being honest, since we doing real talk, um, it's just putting people in your circle.
I see.
Just make sure you have the right people in your circle, people that see your dreams, see your vision, and actually that want to be on the journey with you. And it's not just about the first, the CEO of the company. It's about growing as a and trusting each other and helping each other out. I think one of the toughest things
Yeah.
was that I had a couple of people that I thought I could have trusted in the beginning, and then I learned. I think it was just a lesson, and some people's here for a season, and some people here for a lifetime. So, I think that was one of the toughest decisions I had to learn, far as being a CEO and doing my thing.
I think you bring up a valid point that you have to really watch your circle. And you're saying that you realize some people were there for a season, not to be there
Yeah.
permanently. And I'll also acknowledge just what I've observed in the business industry and arena. Everyone who's your friend, and I'm talking about legitimate, sincere friends,
Hmm.
is not always geared to be your business partner or even connected to the business. And I
Yeah.
think sometimes that's the decision that so many people make because they're like, well, I can trust them, and she or
Right.
he is like a brother or sister,
Hmm.
and they automatically want to bring them into the business, where a lot of times that's not their background, that's not their expertise,
Right.
and that's not their experience. And I get having a circle you can trust. That's so important. And I'm not dismissing trust and loyalty of people you can depend on and be real with. But
Hmm.
I think so many times people try to pull them in, and then there seems to be a disappointment because there's some obvious avoidable mistakes that were made. But
Right.
part of the because that person's not an accountant, they're not a marketer, they're not a publicist.
Right.
They're your great friend, and they have talents and gifts, but it's not something geared towards your business. Would you
And,
agree?
and then there's one thing I realized too. It's like everybody not gonna have the same mindset as you.
Correct.
For being a CEO, when you have your own business and you have your own brand, you have goals and you have set
That's right.
goals. And I just had to learn, to put personal and business, they don't mix together. So I had to learn that. And but God always make a way. That's all I can say at the end of the day. He
Oh,
always makes a way, and and you just got to keep it rolling. Once you fall,
yeah,
you just get back up,
that,
and you just got to keep it going. So, you know,
that's right. So if go down 10 times, we get up at least 11 or 12. Now, when it comes to your designs, obviously you started off because you had a cousin who was really into skateboarding. I'm assuming is skateboarding something you're into, or you like the style and the
well,
flavor?
I like the culture.
Okay.
I just like the style, and I just like how, the different tricks and flips that people do and things like that. So I really like, being into that culture and just learning more about the culture and just making people happy. So that's where I'm at about it.
Good stuff. So COVID is here. It's been here, as we know, since March, a very devastating situation, and one that has many dynamics. There's a health physical part to it, where I'm
Right.
sure, I'm assuming you probably know someone who's been impacted. I certainly have as well,
Right.
people where it has taken their life. How has that impacted your business?
It slowed it down a lot.
Okay.
Before COVID even started, we actually was in New York, shooting a commercial,
Oh,
for my jacket collection that's actually coming out in September.
nice.
We was actually in New York shooting the commercial, and then we was trying to push it out by August. So
Okay.
when COVID shut everything down, it pretty much stopped the process for a little bit. And then it's like, everybody don't have the finances that they used
Yeah,
to buy stuff
that's
online
right.
and shop the way they wanted to and things like that. So that's pretty much how it really affect my business. Because, you know, before COVID, you know, I have been getting a lot of sales and getting a lot of people to, you know, support the brand. And then, you know, when that happened, things just started slowing down for me. So, you know, but it's kicking back up, and you know, we just gonna keep it moving from here. So
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's good stuff. You have to keep pushing and going. Tell me more about this new initiative with the jackets. And you're saying it's still set to come out this year, but just a little later,
yes.
not August originally
So
planned. Tell
so
us.
we were trying to plan it to come out at the end of August, but we now trying to plan it to come out in the beginning of September. So what we doing is actually promoting a jacket collection now. It's
Mhm.
actually a traveling jacket. It got 17 different pockets in it. It actually
Wow.
comes with a GPS that you track your jacket. If you lose your jacket, you can do everything on your phone. It's an app that actually you can download. So you can actually you know, track your jacket, just in case if you lose it or you leave it somewhere, you know where it's at all times. So, so it
Nice.
comes out in the beginning of September. So we actually going to do pre-orders on Kickstarter. We actually doing a
Oh,
Kickstarter campaign for this jacket. So the early bird special is going to be $110.
nice.
And you know, we're trying to reach a goal of 10,000 people to actually you know, purchase the jacket, and then we're
Yeah.
going to actually take that from there, and we're just going to take it from, you know, take it to another level after that.
Love it. I love it. And the passion's there, and certainly the style and the commitment. Now, I've got to ask you this. And what inspired you to start it, your cousin, but you were already into fashion and business and merchandising. That's
Yes,
your passion as a teen. So
yes.
now that you're an adult and you're a professional, it continues to go. But who is your design? Who are rather, should I say, your designs for? Because I was looking at it and I'm thinking that's really cool, and my kids are like, "Ooh, I want that." But I mean, you when you and your team sit and you're on the drawing board and blueprint and these designs come in your head, do you say it's for a working mom that's 39 years old, or do you say no, it's really for a young adult, maybe 19, 22 years old, who's actually skateboarding? Who do you
well,
envision designs and your style for?
well, our demographics is from 10 years old to 29 years old.
I see.
But actually gonna make some things like far as the traveling jacket, of course, that's for like pretty much all ages. We
Okay.
discriminate on that period. So you know, that's just like a winter coat where you see like somebody that's like 39 years old, with
Uh-huh.
you know, out in New York, where it's cold out.
Yeah.
So you know, so we not discriminating on the jacket, but some of the stuff is definitely going to be for like the teenagers and the young people and things like that. So because they the new generation, and
Mm-hmm.
actually
Yeah.
trying to bring them, you know, to what we doing. And
Yes.
RockOutKid Clothing is actually going to do some great things. We actually trying to do
Yeah.
a RockOutKid Children Foundation. We trying to do an organization.
Oh,
So, you know, I want to get back to like the young people. I want to do like a toy drive for like, you know, the holidays, and get back to
yeah.
like people that's in need and people that's in
Okay.
Haiti. And, you know, so like I really love the young people. You know, I love being an
Yeah.
inspiration to the young people and drawing them in, and, you know, and just letting them have fun and enjoy life. Because that's what it's all
Yeah.
about.
I love that. And I love your answer as well, because I think so many times when I ask people, and I ask them general questions, right? I mean, who is this platform for? And so many people say it's for everybody, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's like the automatic answer you think you're supposed to give.
Yeah.
But I think so many smart, educated, shrewd business professionals realize you really have to have a target audience. You do. I mean, because the reality is everybody's not going to read the book. Everybody's not going to buy the water bottle,
Yes.
right? You have to focus on who it is. And I think so many people are afraid or hesitant to say that, well, my market really, it's for working mothers that are between the ages of 30 and 45. There's
Right.
nothing wrong with saying you're targeting that, because I think that gives you some sort of sanity and focus on
Hmm.
what you go for. Because say in your merchandising, if you're trying to reach
Right.
my son who's 12 and you're trying to reach me, you're going to be all over the place, because what I'm looking for is going to be completely different. So I think you're very smart on that. Are you, and this is a real question, real talk for real people, are you a better businessman today than you were 5 years ago? Honest answer.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and the reason why is because I was young and I had
Okay.
so many, like I had so many dreams and so many goals that I wanted to do at one time, and
Okay.
like, and I thank God because God puts certain people in your life to tell you certain things, and people was telling me like, hey, slow down a little bit, focus on this one thing, get that out, and then work on something else. You see what I'm saying? So that's one thing I
That's right.
learned, being a business person that I am now, is to how to organize your business, not just
I see.
not just push everything out at once. Because when you push out everything at once, people looking at you like, he really don't know what he's doing. He don't know his demographics. He don't know who
Mhm.
he wants to target, like you said.
Correct.
Don't know if it's for the kids or the adults.
That's
Um,
right.
and one thing I had to do now is do a lot of research, far as how to get the young people, like who, like if I'm going to get the young people, what way to go to get the young
That's
people. So
that's a good point.
I learned a lot now than what I
Yeah.
knew when I was 16. So
Yeah.
definitely.
That's, I mean, I think that's a great point. And back to the marketing part of it, you're right. I mean, if you are going to reach, because how you reach me as a mom is different how you're going to reach my kids, right?
Yeah,
And you've got to be realistic about that because, I mean, we know this. You and I are on Instagram, but there's certain sects that don't tend to favor Instagram. Some tend to
right,
favor Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. And that's why we have so many different options, right? To
right.
find a platform that reaches your audience, wherever you're trying to target. Love it. Welcome to Real Talk, presented by Let's Talk America Radio. We're on with an amazing young man. He is a what I'm calling a business clothing line mogul already. He's in the works. He's done some amazing things. He's 28 years old, and I'm saying, I know you've been in business since the tender age of 16, but you're
Yeah,
just getting started, Maurice. I mean, because
yeah.
you've got so much more to go. On that note, I welcome everybody. You can leave your comments or questions for Maurice. And where do you see your business in 10 years?
Where I see my business in 10 years is actually worldwide. I want to
Wow.
actually go international. Not just in the US. I want to do the UK too.
Nice.
So we actually because last year in February I actually took a trip to Bangladesh, and I
Oh,
asked
wow.
that my manufacturer that's actually going to do all my products and all
Oh,
my production for me, out in Bangladesh. And when I was out there, that touched me because we are blessed here in the U.S. And then
mm,
they don't have
yeah.
nothing over there in Bangladesh. So like I wanted to expand and do something great over there, in 10
Mhm.
years. If God willing, that I can pretty much give back over there. You
Okay.
know, and take some clothes and stuff and get back to the young people and get back to the
Yeah.
families over there.
Powerful.
So that's what I actually want to do in 10 years. So that's one of my biggest goals.
Wow. That I mean that's good stuff. Now, I asked you where you see your business in 10 years. And this is a different type of question, but it's real talk for real people.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself? Where does Maurice see himself?
Uh,
And I asked that particular Maurice because as much as we identify you with the
mhm.
rock, I mean, with the apparel, we do, and that's you. But I recognize that you are an individual who I hope is having a balanced life and having a life somewhat separate from it. I mean, obviously, hard worker business people often do a lot in their business for time where
Right.
it's just them, their family, or you're just sitting on the back porch and you're just watching birds tweet, whatever it is. You can have your time. So, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years, I want to be married in 10
Okay.
years. I want to see myself being married, have a family,
Oh, nice.
pretty much living in Orlando, Florida. That's
Nice.
actually my dream home place. I love Florida. So I want to live in Florida, and pretty much just live life and enjoy it. So that's
Yeah.
what I want to see myself in 10 years.
Great. Now, do you ever see yourself expanding the line for the business? I know obviously right now it's inspired, it's influenced by skateboarding fashion, which by the way I happen to think is really, really cool. But I mean, as you grow and 10 years,
Well, yeah, I want to ask.
right, you'll be 38 years old. And for the record, there are lots of 55-year-olds who are over companies that do target and market younger people. But
I,
do you see yourself,
I hear you. Yeah, it was just
Maurice?
lagging a little bit. Yeah, I hear you.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
So, do you see yourself ever expanding?
Yeah, I actually want to not just focus on RockOutKid down the line. I actually want to do another brand
Oh,
other than RockOutKid. I actually want to do evening wear where I'm doing like
nice.
tuxedos and night like nightwear, like where you go out to a nice dinner and things like that. So I
Nice.
get into that as well. But I think that's gonna be like something that's like my signatures. So yeah, so that's what I actually want to do. Other than Rock Out Kid, I actually want to make evening wear.
Wow.
So that's what I actually want to do too.
I love it. Now, I know you said you were studying fashion as a teen before when you were kicking off this whole venture, which
Yeah.
is an amazing right now. But how deep in fashion are you? Like, can you actually sew? I mean, how, because I know so many people that have clothing lines
Well,
that they don't.
I'm more like a sketcher. Like I can sketch
Okay.
something out, and I'm more like a visionary. Like I can, it's just something, and I tell somebody this is the way I want it, and this is how I want it. Other than me sewing, I can sew a little bit, but I'm not that good at where I can sit down and make a whole gown. And nah, that's not me.
Yeah, yeah, that's not my area of expertise. I
No,
have
that's
other
not
people.
my area. Now I'll hire somebody to do that for me, and I'm being honest.
No, I love that, but I love that you do have the expertise. You're a sketcher, and you have to see it, and that's what
Yeah,
it's all about. What a way to talk to you. COVID has been such a huge, devastating concept, a reality for so many of us.
yes,
December will be a matter of months, right, before we know it. I know you're introducing the long jacket. Looking forward to seeing that style. I've seen some of it, some of your teasers on Instagram, and I love it.
yeah.
It's really, really fashionable,
Thank
stylish. When this year ends, where do you see things for your company by December?
you. I'll say by December, I see the jacket collection that we're working on now. I want it to be by December. So I'm actually doing that, and then we actually in the process of rebranding Rock Out Kid Clothing brand. We actually making like a mascot for the brand, so we're gonna do some
Oh,
fun things. Yeah, so we making like a Rock Out Kid character. So it's gonna be like this kid on a skateboard, and we're gonna switch him up. He's gonna have like different styles every holiday. It's just fun stuff. We're gonna do a whole bunch of fun stuff with this brand. So
I
so
love.
that's what I'm excited about too. So by December, the new website and everything should be up by December. That's my
Nice.
goal. So we actually, got new pieces out. We got new merchandise, apparel, accessories coming. So by December, it's going to be a whole different transition for Rock Out Kid Clothing.
Wow, that's great stuff. I mean, I love
Yeah,
that you have been in business now for over a decade, started as a teen, and yet
yeah,
you're not complacent. You're saying, here, we're going to rebrand, we're going to continue to do things. And I love that because you're evolving, and clearly, without a doubt, Maurice, you're going to be in business with Rock Out Kid for many, many years because you're able
yes,
to adjust
yes,
to an
yeah,
ever changing market. Yeah,
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 yeah.
that's
So and
great stuff. What a,
we actually in the process of trying to get things in stores too. So like
oh,
so we actually been like my goal is to get like Macy's to pick it up, put some of our
nice.
t-shirts at Macy's, and like some of our hoodies and stuff in Macy's. We trying to do like PacSun, Zoomies, Tilly's.
Okay.
So we trying to get them to actually put some stuff in retail as well. So we see what happens. In the next, I'll say I'm gonna give that 5 years. The next five
Wow.
years, we see how that
That's
go.
good. You're a very zealous young man. I love it. And before long, they certainly will be in stores so far.
Yeah,
So I know that's certainly
yes,
be true. But the thing about COVID, right? We learned that so much needed to be online.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
So some,
we
so
learned
some of the
that.
stuff. Yeah, we learned that.
And you
you going
already
out.
ahead of the game.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, yeah. You already there, so already. What a joy to speak with you, Maurice, with Rock Out Kid. So much success for someone so deserving. Tell our live listeners and viewers where they can go for more information on you and
Well,
your company.
yeah, if you want to see more information of me, you can actually go on Facebook at official Rock Out Kid Skateboard Clothing Company. You can look that up on Facebook. Twitter at Rock Out Kid Brand, or you can follow my personal Twitter account at Maurice Revell _ or you can actually hit me up on Instagram at Rock Out Kid Apparel, or my personal Instagram that we on now at the Real
Yes.
Maurice Revell. And then if you want to shop and support the brand, you can go on RockOutKid.com. We got everything on there. We got a bio of me, if you want to know more about me and my life. So you can actually go hit the website as well for RockOutKid.com. And that's where you can find me at.
Wow. Maurice Revell, what a great inspiration you are. Before we leave, and we've got to do this, we'd be remiss if we didn't. Can
Nope.
you share some pearls of wisdom to someone that's watching that's 22, or maybe they're 32, or maybe they're 52, and they look at you, they look at your confidence, they look at your platform, all of the success you've had since you were 16 years old, and they say, I want to be that young man one day. What would be your best advice, some tips?
My best advice will be to them, for everybody that's listening, pretty much be yourself. Never give up on what you want to do. If you have
That's
a
right.
vision, you have a goal. If God telling you to do something, please do it. Don't hesitate to do what God is calling you to do. Pretty
Yes.
much just be yourself. And don't care about other people. Don't care what people think about you, how they feel about you, because your life is your life. You know what I mean? And I'm just
Wow.
saying, just pretty much have faith and
Yes.
believe. That's number one. Faith is so powerful, and you just gotta believe in yourself and always keep God first, and everything else will fall in place. Trust me.
Wow. Have faith and believe. I love it. And like you're saying, you have to, it's your life. Make the most of it. And there'll be naysayers. Maurice, they'll say, know this and no to that. And before you know it, you don't know who you are. So you definitely have to
That's
make your
true.
own way. Yeah.
And never say
Yeah.
you can't do anything, because I know a lot of people that say they can't. The word can't is not, that shouldn't even be in your vocab. Like the word can. Just say you can do it, and and
Yeah.
and try,
Yeah.
and see what God have for you.
That's right. So true. You already shared the information on how to connect with you, but give them your website one more time if they're interested in browsing your current line.
Yes, RockOutKid.com. That's www.RockOutKid.com. The way it
All
sounds is the way you spell it out. So,
Yeah. Hey, it makes sense. So one and only Maurice Revell is with us here on Real Talk, but Let's Talk America Radio. This episode of Real Talk will be available for the next 24 hours. We'll grab some snippets and share it here, but
yes,
certainly share this with others. Let people know that there was an exclusive interview with a 28-year-old business who's offering sincere advice and shared what his biggest learning lesson was running a successful clothing company. So many people say, I can't afford those business classes. I can't afford to go here and take that class. But here
yeah.
you have a founder and CEO of a successful business giving this information away for free, an exclusive interview. We appreciate you, Maurice. Continued success to you and your entire team. And I know in 10 years, you're going to have all that success and you're going to be living in Orlando, Florida.
Yes, and I hope we can actually keep in touch, and I hope we can
Yes,
do another interview. I hope this
absolutely.
not going to be the last time me and you keep in contact. So
No,
we definitely
no. Especially because I like that long jacket. That long jacket is stylish.
thank you, thank you,
Thank you, Maurice. Thanks for all that you do. We appreciate you. Well,
thank you.
everyone, if you enjoyed this episode of Real Talk, you've got to join us. We produce and we broadcast exclusive interviews each and every week. If we happen to skip a week because something's on the schedule, we'll get back with you, but we always promise to bring you the best and the brightest, okay? As you can see, this young man, the best and the brightest, and they're always sharing their challenges and their victories. Real
Yes.
talk for real people. That's you, and that's what you deserve. For more information on Let's Talk America Radio, connect with us here on Instagram, of course, LTA Radio, or over on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Twitter, and we're also on TikTok. So check us out. Visit LTARadio.com, LTA Radio, for more information, or connect with the hashtag LTA Radio. Thank you, Maurice. Keep it going. We love great stories like you. You are young, you're under 30, and you're trailblazing, making your own way. And that's worth telling that story.
Thank you. Keep it rocking out. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Stay
Yes.
safe, everyone. Connect with us. LTA
Yes.
Radio, bringing real talk for real people.
Yes. Talk to y'all.